Hi, Jesse Canone here from the Healthy Back Institute, and one of the questions we get asked so frequently is, how do I choose the office chair that's best for me? And that's a tricky question because there's, as you know, many options. And one of the things that we do is we test every single chair or product we can get our hands on. And so here are just 9 or so different chair or seating options out of the dozens that we've tested. I can't even fit them all in the shot here. They pretty much fill up our office. So what I'm going to do in this video is take you through, show you some of the differences of these different types of chairs, and talk about the pros and cons for each. Okay, starting at the lowest level, probably the most affordable option for you is an exercise ball. You can get an exercise ball by itself and just sit on it on the floor. Now this particular ball is a little small for that, but they do make larger sizes. So you could have something like this, and I often sit on a ball. My home office my main seat is a ball. But again, you can see this is a little low. A higher one would be just right. What I like about the ball is it forces your muscles to do more work than you would normally do sitting in a regular type of office chair. You can also move around and kind of stretch yourself out as you feel yourself getting stiff. So if you're sitting for quite a while, you can kind of rock back, stretch. You could go side to side. And again, it forces your core, your torso muscles to do a little bit more work than sitting in a regular chair. So that's one of the pros. One of the cons is if you're not mindful of your posture, this will happen. Okay? And then you might as well be in a chair. So you want to be always, whether you're on a ball or a chair, always be mindful of your posture, your spinal position, position of your head, and all of that, position of all parts of your body. When you add the little roller here to this makes it a little bit more mobile. The downside, what I found, and everyone here in our office, is it's too high. You can see my legs are up pretty high. It's too high. I can't get under my desk even to work. So to me, that's a problem. So if you're going to try an exercise ball, I personally prefer just the bigger size exercise ball without this roller base. I don't need the extra piece on the bottom. All right, so let's move on to the next chair. Okay, next up is your $59 Office Depot Staples type of chair. This is probably the lowest quality chair you can find, although there might be some that are worse than this. When I first started my business, this was all I could afford, so we have many of these here in the office from over the years. So first, let's talk about the pluses. The only plus I really see is it's a chair, and it holds me up. The other minor plus is some of them are somewhat adjustable, at least in height, okay, if it'll even work. Yeah, so this one's adjustable in height, so that's a plus. But that's about it. There's no other adjustments. The arm rests are not adjustable. The back rest is not adjustable. You'll also notice here the depth of the seat is almost always too big. I don't know what giants are sitting in these chairs, but most people of average size aren't going to fill that. So in order to actually use the backrest, you have to really get way back in the chair, and then this part of the chair is digging into your knees, and it's a little big for most people. So that's another con. Another obvious con is the quality. Pretty poor quality. They tend to break easily. But if you're going to use something like this, let's say this is all you can afford. Again, I was there for many years. At least there are things you can do to make this better. So in a moment, I'm going to go ahead and show you several devices that you can use to take a really poor chair and make it better. Okay, here I am again with the pretty much the lowest level chair you can get, the poorest quality. Here are 2 different devices that you can use to improve the effectiveness of this chair. You cannot use these 2 together, but you can use one or the other. So the first one here is a device that we recommend. We like it quite a bit. It's called the Freedom Back, and the reason we like it is if you're in a very active state of pain, so you're in a lot of pain right now, what's nice about this is it supports your back, and so let me show you how that works. It comes with a little strap that you can put over the back of the chair to hold it in place. Okay. Also has built-in massage, like vibrational massage, which is kind of cool. Runs on, I believe, 2 AA batteries. But even if you don't use the massage part, this support significantly improved this chair. if you recall a moment ago, I could barely get my rear end all the way to the back to actually have the backrest do anything for me. So now you can see I don't have to force myself all the way deep into the chair. I can sit where I would normally sit, and this is giving me some support. So again, if you're in a lot of pain right now, this device tends to do really well because it's supporting those muscles so they're not put under any additional strain. Additional strain is going to keep them in a constant state of spasm or achiness or and pain for you. So now the other thing, the other device is called the Backjoy. This particular model is the Backjoy Core. It's a great product. People often ask us, well, what should I use, the Backjoy or the Freedom Back? Well, there's no way to know. You just got to try both because you might find one works better for you than the other. I will tell you what the differences are, and so you can hopefully choose a little more easily which one you think is going to be better for you. The Backjoy works excellent, and the reason I personally prefer it is because it helps you correct the underlying problems with your back pain. So unlike the Freedom Back, which simply supports your back for you, I prefer to get you to a state of health and back health where you don't need the additional support, where your body's supporting itself and it's strong and healthy. So the Backjoy, you actually sit on it like this, and it cradles your pelvis. Okay? So it's adjusting your spinal position. They call it like a back orthotic, much like an orthotic would go in your shoe to try to address some issues with your feet. This cradles your pelvis and almost forces you to sit upright when you're sitting on it. It's actually pretty amazing when you sit on this thing because you're like, oh, what is that going to do? It can't possibly make any difference. You sit on it and all of a sudden, instead of being back here, you're like this. So I don't know if you can see the position of my spine from the side. This is a very good upright position, and I'm not forcing myself to stay here. This is pushing the pelvis up slightly in the back to maintain the right amount of curve in the lower spine. I'm not flat backed. I'm not over-exacerbating or over-exaggerating the curve. It's giving you just the right amount. So it's an excellent product. If you're in a lot of pain right now, this might be uncomfortable because it's going to force your muscles to work. But that usually goes away within a couple days. At the very most, we've heard a couple weeks. And then your muscles of your torso are stronger, and you don't need anything here behind supporting your back, and you can just sit up straight. So those are two quick little things you can do to make a poor chair perform better for you. Okay, next chair, next step up, if you will, in the chair department is a chair here. I believe I got it at a Staples office supply company. And I believe it was around $200, maybe $250. So it's not that expensive. The pros or the advantages it has over your $50, $69 office chair is adjustable height armrests. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Obviously, the seat height is adjustable. Okay, and the main feature or advantage with this chair is the lumbar curve, the support that it gives you. Unlike the other chair I showed you a moment ago that was a flat back and angled like this, you can hopefully see from the side here the difference. That's going to give you much more support if you are sitting back against the chair. Hopefully you can see that. So this is a pretty good chair. I would give it like a C. If I was coming up with a rating system, and the first chair we looked at, I would give it a D. It's pretty poor. I showed you things you could do to make it better. We'll give this one a C. Okay, next chair up here. This is one of our chairs, the Healthy Back Institute, what we call the best chair for back pain. And the reason we call it that is, unlike chairs that are just adjustable, this chair also moves. So I'm going to push down here on this backrest, and hopefully you can see the motion here. Okay, so this moves, the backrest moves independent, as well as the seat bottom. They both move. Okay. So you've got all your regular adjustments as you would in a mid-level chair. Adjustable heights on the armrests. They can adjust in height. They can spin in and out. You can spin them all the way around. So you can really do a lot with these. The backrest is adjustable in and out. The seat height is adjustable up and down. And most important with this chair, and the reason it's our top pick, again, we definitely give this chair an A, is look at the motion here. Okay? Hopefully you can see that. This allows you, when you're sitting, to get in the perfect spot for your body and maintain it. So unlike trying to force your body into a position with some support or a seating device, this allows your body to move into the position that you feel best in and most comfortable in, and ideally with little or no pain. But the other cool thing is throughout the day, just like on an exercise ball, you can also move in this chair to kind of stretch your body out a little bit, which is another nice feature. So again, there's lots of adjustments here I'm not going to show you. I have another video already on our website. If you want to learn more about this chair, you can find that video and see all the details. But this is definitely a step up compared to those other chairs we've looked at so far. Okay, here's the chair that wins the coolest looking chair award. And this is a chair by a company called Spinalis. They're high-end chairs. They cost, I believe, $1,800 and up. And we've tested this particular model, and there's some great things we like about it. So if you have that kind of money and you can afford this type of a high-end chair, here are some of the things that you might like about it. The backrest moves, okay? So again, as you're sitting in the seat, I'll show you in a moment how it works, but it basically can adjust to the position that's most comfortable for you. The armrests move up and down via some knobs here on the back. However, they do not move independent from each other, and they don't swivel in or out like the last chair I showed you. So there's a pro and a con in the armrests there. But the ultimate feature of this chair is the seat bottom. You'll notice, I don't know if you can see it here, it's on like a spring, basically. Okay, you can see that. So you can see the chair can move in any direction, much like an exercise ball. Okay, so the really cool thing about this chair is as you're sitting on it, one, you got to warn somebody. So if somebody comes over to your office, your house, make sure you tell them, because we've had people sit in this chair and almost fall onto the floor. So you got to warn them first. But you can see the movement here. Look at this. I mean, and I'm barely shifting my weight. It's very variable. So hopefully you can see this. I mean, it's like riding a Bronco here. I mean, what I love about this chair is you can do just that. As you're sitting, if you're working in this chair, whenever I use it, when it's my turn, here in the office we rotate these chairs. When I have it, that's what I'm doing. I'm going like this during the day. I'm going side to side. I'm going front to back, stretching my back. I'm going forward. I'm moving around. It's just, I mean, that's an excellent feature of this chair. Again, this moves also. So as I sit back in the chair, this can adjust. My one complaint for this chair is if I sit all the way back in order to engage the backrest, I have too much of a flat back. The seat here tips back like this. And so it doesn't quite fit me as well as some of the other chairs, but just this piece. So whenever I do use this chair, I will tell you, I just don't use the backrest. I am sitting just here on this part. And so it's a nice chair. I definitely would give it a B+. It's got this feature, the seat mobility is excellent, but there's a few other things that just aren't as good as some of the other chairs I've shown you, and the next chair I'm about to show you. Okay, here I am with the final chair in this review of some of the most common and best office chairs. I call this the Cadillac. So this is a model that we've been working with to develop, and it's adjustable in almost every possible way you can imagine. You'll notice I just accidentally pushed the armrest forward. So the armrests move forward and back easily. They kind of click into a position that you like. They move up. You can bring them up, oops, and in. So if you want them in like this, if you're doing any particular work like this, you can move them out. So they go, there's three settings: out, straight, and in, up, down, front to back. I mean, that's a lot of customization there with just the armrests. You'll also notice the thickness of the cushion or the padding here. It is like a luxury sofa. Just super soft leather, super comfy. And you notice how this is leaned back quite a bit. Each of these back rests here are independent, and they both move up and down like this to adjust to your body. They also move front to back via these buttons here. So you'll see I push this button in, and this is going to come forward. And then the button on the other side brings the other one in. So you can move this where you need it. I'm going to show you the extreme. So this can go from here. So if you're a short-legged person, you have this here, perfect. Okay, it's perfect depth for me. If it's too little, you just move it back. Okay, and then the same with this one here. So there you go. So you can see that's all the way forward. So here's both all the way forward. And look how far these come. And then you can, again, just adjust it to what is perfect for you. So I need this one a hair further back. I need this one a little further up, so on. Of course, it's also adjustable in height. The only thing this chair does not have is the swivel type seat. The seat doesn't swivel or swing, but it is adjustable in every other way. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this review of the different types of office chairs helpful. And if you would, please share your feedback by commenting below the video.